I'm Ryan, this is my room. Those of you who have seen my other two casts, and those of you who keep up with me regularly, I know I don't post very often, so I don't know how much of a following I have, if any. Very few people, I think, watch my channel, so very few people are going to hear my words. I guess I have to make a comment on this reverend in Florida who is planning to burn copies of the Qur'an on Saturday. You know what? Sooner or later, as a species, human beings have to learn how to accept one another. Nothing is served by burning copies of the holiest book of another civilization, whether it be Islam or Catholicism or any other tradition. The first step in finding peace, in finding fellowship, is in finding common ground. And the first way to find common ground is to recognize and acknowledge the validity of the beliefs of others. If we in the West want people in the Muslim Arab world to respect and understand our beliefs, if possible, and I know we do, then we, as a whole society, as a whole community, have to do the same for the Muslim Arab world. This reverend in Florida lives in the West, so whatever he intends, his actions will and have already been interpreted and reacted to within the Muslim world. I would like to see instead, this is just my idea, take from it what you will, instead of a burn the Qur'an day, I would like to see a bury the hatchet day, if I had to give it a clever catch phrase, a name people could rally around. I would like to see one 12 to 24 hour period where everyone on either side of a given conflict in the world lays down their arms for that period of time, 12 to 24 hours. That does not mean that these individuals have to agree on what they disagree upon. That does not mean they have to interact. I'm not saying they have to go to whatever borders exist and reach across and grasp each other's hands or pat each other on the back. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that this day, this bury the hatchet day, as I call it, has to occur on a certain day, at a certain time, to a certain hour. I believe that that would be a logistical nightmare, and I don't think it's necessarily very realistic. But I submit that if people in a conflict, two sides of a conflict, and it can be something as large as two nations at war, or something as large as two neighbors at war, two individuals that live side by side in a neighborhood having disagreements. All I'm suggesting is stop for 12 to 24 hours. Don't fight. Don't shoot. Don't explode things. Don't throw rocks. Don't throw words. That's what I would like to see. That would be my vision for this world, is to have a bury the hatchet day. Because I have to tell you, if we don't learn how to accept one another as a species, we're sunk. I do not believe that the Muslim Arab world is the enemy of the Western world. I do not believe that the Muslim Arab world is my enemy. I believe that they have the right to practice and worship whatever it is they believe, and whatever cultural differences exist between us, there are differences that exist between us. But Muslims have the right to believe and practice what they do. And they do have the right to have their holy book, the Qur'an, treated as the sacred work that it is. And I guess I would just say to this Florida preacher, from your own teaching, is there not words that say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you? He says that he's praying about this, about whether or not he will be going through with it on Saturday. Whether he feels justified right now or not, I would suggest that in the future he might come to regret if he takes this course of action on Saturday. Not because people are upset with him, not because he's receiving death threats, and not because someone might actually do him harm, but because in the future he may come to realize just why what he did was so harmful, if in fact he does do it. Because he also says, apparently, that good Muslims are welcome in America. How can he put forth a message of peace toward good Muslims and burn their holiest sacred scripture? It cannot be done. You cannot say to someone on the one hand, you're a good person, I like you, you're welcome here, and on the other hand, burn their most sacred text. You can't do it. The first message is counted out by the second message, and vice versa. The only thing that's going to be served here with this act is to promote and encourage violence, in my mind. And if that happens, then however God is worshipped anywhere, by whatever name God is called anywhere, people will continue to be harmed, people will continue to hate, people will continue to die, and God, whatever the tradition, whatever the style of prayer, and whatever the name he is called, will continue to grieve. I'll see you soon in Rise Room. Bye for now.